guys, what's up? Welcome or welcome back. And if you're just finding this channel, you have found the channel of an indie author. And I'm sure that everybody out there kind of knows what that means, but in case you don't, it basically means that I write and publish and do all that fun shit by myself. I did it a long time ago. Oh my God, 2020 is a long time ago now, isn't it? I did that a long time ago back in 2020 when I wrote a parenting novel, or a parenting book, I should say. It was a grouping of funny essays. It was called Shame on You, Big Truths from a Bad Mom. Still love that book very much. But I have moved on. And now I am writing fiction. And I have this new book out that I really am just so excited to share with you guys. Initially, it was going to be trad published. I was working on trying to find an agent, and then right before I was going to query, I realized I would have to cut the book. I kind of tell the whole story in another video. I'll share a card somewhere there. But essentially what happened was I realized that I was cutting myself short, I was cutting my audience short, and it was just not going to be as much of a joy-led process if I was to do it the way that the industry wanted me to do it. So in order for all of us to enjoy ourselves, myself as well as you guys, I decided that I'm going to do this myself. And the way that I'm doing it, I'll get into, but also I just wanted to kind of tell you guys, in case you don't know what the book is about. It is a book about a man named Michael Harris who becomes a doctor to actual creatures and monsters from folklore. And I actually did the research on these monsters myself. I tried to base as much of it on the actual folklore as possible. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to write. I think it'll be a lot of fun to read. And it's called The Monster Doc. It's part of a series. So it's called The Monster Doc series. First book is called The Monster Doc. If this sounds like your kind of thing, or if you're not sure yet, I am going to read some of the book for you by the end of the video. So don't worry about that. But if this does sound like your kind of thing already, and you're wondering how you're going to get a chance to read it, it's pretty simple. I have had a Patreon for this channel forever, and well, not forever, it's been like a couple of months, but to my ADHD ass, it feels like forever. I have had this thing for a while, and so far it's been really simple. You've got two tiers, one where you can just support the channel, and one where you could read short stories from me. Right now, everybody's been reading really stupid, purposely bad romance and erotica, which has been hilarious. There's only so many times that you can write about somebody yelling "Polly want a cracker" during the moment of release before you feel like you gotta share it with somebody. I have had this for a bit, and now there is a third tier, and at that tier, you are able to read the book as a serial. I will be releasing 1 to 2 chapters a month that you will get to read and enjoy. And, you know, hopefully that gives us a chance to talk about them as a community, gives me a chance to kind of give you guys background info if you're interested. It will be a lot of fun. And this is kind of how I wanted to enjoy my books with people in the first place. At the end, once the book is officially fully published, I'm shooting for March 2027 on this. It'll be a birthday gift to myself. And at that point, everybody who has been in that tier for 6 months or more is going to be given a free Kindle copy of the book. And it's going to be a great time. I really think that you guys will love it. I know I do. I'm really proud of this, and I'm excited to get to share it with you guys. I am going to go ahead and actually read the first few pages of chapter 1 to you right now. And then after that, if you like it, you can go to the link in the description and you can read the rest of chapter 1. And if you like it, you can go ahead and... my bracelet fell off. You can go ahead and you can join the Patreon to read the second chapter, which is already up there for anybody who wants to be a part of it. Hi, we're someplace else because they're working on my roof right now and you couldn't hear a goddamn word I had to say. Hopefully you liked and subscribed while I was moving. Any hoozles. So if you like Dresden Files language and sarcasm and voice, or if you like strange practice, things like that, this is going to be your kind of thing. Without further ado, I am going to read you the first bit of chapter 1. You gotta help me, Mike. I'm in a lot of trouble. This is how my dickhead brother-in-law, Aiden Levitt, greets me as he comes barging into my office, asking me to fix his problems again. Water is wet, birds fly. Aiden is in trouble. It's just the way of the world. I start to tell him to get the hell out, but he sits himself down in a chair across from me and starts ranting so fast I can't get a word in edgewise. As revenge, my brain automatically tunes him out. 12 years I've had to stare at this guy's face. 12. I've hated it since day one. I met Aiden in our senior year of high school. I was just throwing out the lunch in my tray when he grabbed me by the elbow, causing milk, corn, and shitty square pizza to fly past the trash can and onto the floor. I whirled around to see this kid, about 3 inches shorter than me, with a mop of curly blonde hair and a shit-eating grin on his face. "What the hell?" I demanded. "What's up, Mike?" the kid retorted. He said this as if we knew each other, though I didn't have the slightest clue who he was outside of slightly remembering his face from its chance passes in our school hallways. I think my expression betrayed my thoughts because the kid plunged ahead, bumping me again in what he clearly thought was a friendly way. "It's me, Aiden. I'm the one banging your sister." A girl standing behind me in line snickered, and I shot her a death glare before slamming my lunch tray down and marching away. Aiden fell in step with me, barking a short laugh. "Don't be like that, man. I was just saying. Nellie and I are dating now, so you and I are homies. I'm just fucking with you." It didn't escape me that I was a 5'11" black kid, and that this Aiden guy was prattling on about homies, a word I was willing to bet $1 million he hadn't ever used before meeting me. I raised an eyebrow and opened my mouth to answer, then thought better of it and said instead, "Nellie hasn't mentioned you." For the first time, Aiden looked a little unsure of what to say next. The look of confusion flicked across his face for a second or two before he was back to laughing at some unheard joke in his stupid head. "We've only been together for 2 weeks. She probably hasn't had a chance. The whole family just ate dinner together yesterday." I kept my voice dispassionate. "She's been waiting for the right time. You know how it is. I assumed she'd tell you, though. I thought she told you everything." Actually, by then, Nellie had been pulling away from me for the last year or so. I'd finally decided that I was going to go pre-med in college and had been studying a lot, while she'd really gotten into the whole drama and art scene. Of course, I wasn't about to tell Aiden that. Instead, I just walked out of the cafeteria, slinging my backpack over my shoulder. Aiden made to follow, and I flung my arm out to bring him up short. "Don't follow me," I said. Aiden finally caught on that I wasn't exactly interested in his company, and he didn't take it well. He tried to stare me down, but I just continued my walk away, only turning briefly to make sure he'd caught the message and wasn't trying to follow me. "You better be nice to me," Aiden called at my back. "I'm going to be your brother-in-law one day." And I, like the idiot kid I was, snorted at the idea because my sister couldn't possibly be that stupid. Now, as I sit in my office with Aiden prattling on about whatever his problem of the day is, my faith in my sister has diminished to next to nothing. Aiden is not only her husband, after a lengthy engagement during which my sister had 2 of their 3 kids and they broke up twice, but he is also at every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every birthday party. The last 2 parties, he's gotten drunk and hit on my mother and one of my cousins, only to insist he's totally just kidding the moment my uncles have threatened to pull his tongue out through his ass. Aiden is digging his finger in his ear, his watery blue eyes darting all over the place as he speaks. I'm wondering how long I have to sit and pretend I'm considering his request before I can finally kick him out of my office. I decide I'll wait until he makes his official ask. His requests of me are always illegal and grounds for me to get my medical license taken away. Falsify urine test results. Write a letter saying he came to see me for an exam when I hadn't seen him in months. Write him a prescription for some heavy narcotic he didn't need. That last one almost got Aiden's ass kicked. But as always, my sister rushed forward and insisted that I was assuming, that I had things all wrong, that I didn't know what they'd been through together. No matter how heinous her husband's requests, I was to honor them. I was the doctor of the family, so I could afford to help. I had no wife or kids, so I had nothing but time to help family. Otherwise, I was too good for my own blood. I tried a long time ago to cut that out of my life, to move on and tell the world that I had no sister, that my family was dead. But then my father had to go and actually die about 3 years ago. Suddenly, I was all Nellie and my mother had, and through the pull of grief and guilt, I was speaking to Nellie again. Which meant I was speaking to Aiden again. Which is why this idiot is in my office now, making outrageous requests of me. Actually, as my eyes slide back into focus on his face, I realize that Aiden has stopped talking, and he's watching me expectantly. "What?" I ask. "I'm asking if you'll do it, as a favor to Nellie. I don't even need to know what he's talking about." Still, I say, "No." "Who? No? Why not? It's just a—" I said no. Office door is that way. I stand and grab my coat and my messenger bag, turn off my computer. But I'm just asking if you'll... I don't care. Whatever it is, I've told you a million times. I'm not losing my license and going to jail for you. Nellie may think the moon and stars hang from your nuts, but I don't. Aiden frowns. Years ago, he would have been insulted by what I'd just said. But at this point, he seems to regard me as nothing more than a child throwing a tantrum. You didn't even listen to what I said? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
I add a nasal quality to my voice and waggle my head in my best Aiden impression. Man, everything you come ask me for is undoable and out of line. This isn't new. I don't have to listen to know what I'm going to say. You also seem to have forgotten that I don't owe you a goddamn thing. Just because my sister and I are talking again doesn't mean you and I are friends like that. The speech I'd been rehearsing now in the open air, I turn on my heel and switch the light off. I put my hand on the door and jerk my head to indicate that Aiden needs to follow me out. He doesn't move and stares at me, his face so pale that it almost glows in the dark office. I'll just lock you in here, I say. Get out. I just need you to look at him. Aiden's voice is small, pleading. I've never heard it like that before. Ah, damn. Now I wish I'd been listening. Who? That's what I was trying to say, Aiden answers. This isn't illegal or anything. I just need you to look at a friend. He's hurt and can't... Most doctors won't see him, but I know you can, and I know you can help him. And he can't die, Mike. He can't. Now I'm just mad. I was so close to going home, removing my pants, and falling asleep watching police procedurals. Now, because of my curiosity and my inability to stick to my guns, I can't. Nothing angers me like missing out on no pants time. I flick the light back on, and Aiden is fully visible again. I don't walk back into the office. I refuse to give my brother-in-law the satisfaction, but I do cross my arms and glare at him in a way that tells him that he'd better tell me what I want to know. And who is this guy? Why do you care? Aiden licks his lips. Like I said, Mike, he's a friend. Good night, Aiden. No, wait. Okay, wait. He takes a deep breath and slides his eyes closed. The guy's name is Philip. He's a friend, and he got hurt doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. If word gets out about this, he's in trouble. But if he isn't seen by someone, he dies. He can't die. So I'm coming to you. I do everything I can not to look at Aiden. My eyes stare around at my stethoscope, hanging next to my desk with the plaque that reads Michael Harris, MD, at the picture of me graduating medical school with my arms around my mother and already pregnant sister, at the ugly as hell Cosby sweater carpet, and finally, I look at Aiden, who, to his credit, hasn't moved from his spot. Why, I ask, can't Philip just go to a hospital? Lie about his name or something. Aiden wrings his hands. He won't be treated the same. He's different. Doctors who've seen him before haven't treated him well. He doesn't ever want to go through that again. Damn. My stomach drops. It isn't like I didn't already know about prejudice and maltreatment in the medical world. It's why I became a doctor in the first place. You can only hear the whole black people have thicker skin and a higher pain tolerance thing so many times before something in you breaks. Aiden knows this, and from the way his eyes have grown to near the sides of his face, he knows he's got me on the hook. He needs a guy like you, he says, who won't judge him, and who knows what he's doing. He needs support from a good guy. And that's who you are, Mike. You're that good guy. I glare, let a heavy breath out of my nose. This sounds like some shady bullshit, Aiden. How do I know this isn't going to lose me my medical license or put me in jail? It won't. Can you promise me that? Aiden freezes for a moment, then clearly decides to try a different tack. He dares to step forward just a bit, his hand spread innocently. I know you don't like me, Mike, okay? And maybe I deserve some of it. But I'm here for someone else. They need you, not me. I'm just here because I'm trying to do the right thing. Don't you want to do the right thing? Boy, he's laying it on thick. He isn't wrong, though. I do want to do the right thing, but I don't speak quickly enough, and so Aiden sweetens the pot. I'll never come to your office to ask you for anything ever again. I turn the light off and wave him out of my office. Sold. Where's Philip at? Aiden falls all over himself thanking me, telling me how great I am, trying to shake my hand and pat my back. I tell him that if he doesn't stop it and show me where his friend is, I'm going to go back to my original plans for the night. He immediately turns on his heel and starts down the hall, and I follow. Regret begins to gnaw at the back of my brain. I ignore it. It is my first of many very big mistakes. So, if you enjoyed that, if that was fun for you to listen to, you can go ahead and read the rest of it on the Patreon. And like I said, the second chapter is already up for you to read. And then every month you'll get 1 to 2 chapters from me. And yeah, hopefully we will get everything done by March 2027, and then the full thing will be out. So if you want to help support me, help support the channel, if you want to read some fun stuff, get to know other people who are into this kind of stuff, please go to the link in the description, come to Patreon, hang out with us. It'd be awesome to have you. And that's it. That's my little plea for May. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully go back to a house that doesn't sound like there are a bunch of people stamp on my roof. Have a nice day. Thank you for being here. Love having you here. We'll be back to folklore and the fun shit next week. Not that my stuff's not fun shit, you get what I'm saying. And I will see you in the next video.